It is November 21st, 2020. We're here on the rooftop of the property at 4448 Donald Avenue in San Diego, California, 92117. So here on the rooftop we have the original 3-inch cast iron vent for the two bathrooms that are back to back with each other. So this is the single vent that services all the fixtures for both bathrooms. This will lead directly into the main sewer line. There is no clean out on the back of the house for the main sewer. There may be one somewhere up front possibly. Got a little bit of cobwebs on our line here, so we're going to go down. Now we're going to go ahead and pause for 1 second and clean that up. Okay, we'll go back down this vent pipe here. We're always checking to make sure there's no objects in the vent, as well as any cracks or breaks or holes in it. That can happen with vent pipes, especially cast iron. There's the T-junction, picks up the other fixtures for the bathrooms. Here's our transition. And now we're in the horizontal sewer line itself. This is original cast iron under the slab of the house. Everything looks good so far. We don't have too much mounding or scale or deposits built up on the walls of the pipe, especially in the bottom and the bottom sides that typically will occur with cast iron. So it's looking good so far. Little mounding there, but negligible, nothing to be worried about. When you get a little bit of mounding, these little undulations of some buildup, you're going to get a little bit of standing water. So you're seeing that on occasion throughout the pipe. You can see right there a little bit more. We go up and down and over, so house was recently occupied and there are people here doing some work, so we don't have anything built up in the line though. There's no paper, feces getting collected in these mounds, but over time, if it gets worse, you may have to have that cleaned up. If it starts to cause any stoppages, then you can hydrojet or descale the line with a chain knocker system. Preferably that would be done from the ground level, but it could be done from the roof vent since our access here is 3-inch. Not as easy, but could be done. We do have a little turn on the line right here. A little bit of build up on the bottom there. Okay, looks like we were coming up to the property line turn on the system right here. So right here on the top of the pipe, kind of hard to see, but the pipe where it's about to make this turn goes up and down. So usually a few feet in front of the city sidewalk is the actual property line, and that's where this horizontal pipe will make its change to get deeper and to go under to catch the rest of the lateral line that comes off the street, which is always much deeper. And the T-junction they use just is never brought to surface on the old original homes like it has to be done now. So we'll locate this because if we find any other issues or just in general the pipe, if they ever want to put in clean outs, this is where you'd put them, right at the property line where it's making this turn. So here we're going down at about a 45-degree angle down this cast iron line. You can see there's a little bit of buildup even on this vertical as it's making the downward turn, and then right here there's another 45-degree turn right here that we're coming to, and then we've got a little bit of roots intruding right here where the pipe now turns into 4-inch clay. So we do have roots intruding in the line, so we will locate the property line clean out because it's going to be recommended to get that exposed and brought to surface because these roots will need to be maintained. And we got a little bit of debris on our lens from just the gunk at the bottom of the pipe and that turn now. So we're going to pause and just flush the toilets to clean that up, and then we'll continue down the pipe. Okay, so we flushed both toilets. You can see the water that's cascading by, but it's cleaned off the lens of the camera. So again, you can see the roots are hanging down and intruding right at this transition from the end of the cast iron going into the clay pipe. So we'll locate that, which is really close to the property line clean out, of course. So we'll continue down this clay to see if there's any other intrusions that will need to be cleaned up or maintained. None there. None there. Clay pipe comes in very short lengths, so the longest is 4 feet long, so there's going to be a lot of hubs, and so we're just going to check each of these hubs and make sure there's no more roots getting in, but so far everything's looking really good on the rest of these hubs. Looks like one possibly super tiny one up at the top right, but that actually could be some cobwebs or other debris, so not a concern there really. None there. Everything else so far is looking good. Some cobwebs there, just those are not roots. And then here's our dump into the city line. So this is the large pipe right here where all the neighbors and everybody else is draining across. So we only have the one intrusion. So we'll locate that to see where it's at, how deep it is compared to the property line clean out, which is going to be a little bit shallower. If it's a lot deeper and if it gets too close to the sidewalk edge, then typically, even though you're digging down to get to the cast iron, it wouldn't be worth it digging all the way down to actually repair the junction for the clay, but it could be done, certainly. So we're going to pull back here. Pull this back kind of quick. We've seen all this already. Okay, so there's our roots. So there's the first transition hub. So we're going to leave our camera right here, and we're going to go ahead and pause and locate and mark this out. Okay, so we've gone ahead and located this clay pipe, and it is under the city sidewalk. It's about 5 feet deep. At one point we picked up 4 feet 9 inches, and then we pushed just a little bit forward to where we're at right here. We got 5 feet just to verify the depth. So it is extremely deep. Probably wouldn't be worth digging up for just this small intrusion, which is just the hub-to-hub connection right here from where the clay begins and the cast iron ends. Be a lot of extra money for that depth, and getting underneath the sidewalk slightly from the front yard side, be a large hole to get to there. So what we're going to do now is pull back up this vertical pipe, so it's going to get a lot shallower, of course, and right here at this horizontal pipe that we're now just transitioning to here, again, this is where the property line clean out is, and this is where this clean out, as well as another one that can be installed to clean back into the house, would be installed, and that's where you can then clean out all those roots and then maintain the line with a very inexpensive foaming chemical cleaner that even the homeowner themselves can put down the line on an annual basis to keep those roots from ever getting more inside the pipe, which they're small right now, but it is there, needs to be cleaned up and then maintained. So we're going to push forward to this edge right here. We're going to go ahead and pause and locate the pipe here. Okay, so we've located this cast iron sewer pipe, and it is only about 2 feet 3 inches deep, so it's a little under 2.5 feet deep. We've marked the roots under the sidewalk, as well as this clean out and cast iron pipe here with some green paint dots in the front yard, and we'll bring the video camera out to show that. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is move over to the other vents here on the rooftop here. One appears to be an old original abandoned laundry, and then the kitchen as well. So we're going to pause. Okay, so we just came out of that pipe right there for the main sewer for the bathrooms that are back to back. As we pan over, we have a little exhaust vent. Then we have this 2-inch vent pipe here, which must have been the original build for the laundry setup in the house. Now this would have been off the kitchen, kind of where the fridge is at. We didn't see anything over there, but there's no other vents other than this vent here, which we're going to go down for the kitchen. So here's the water heater closet, and that's the only original position. Right currently now in the garage over the rooftop's edge here is where they have an illegal laundry set up. They have no hot water to there. They just have a cold water feed, and then they're illegally dumping into an illegal gray water system outside on the side of the house, the side of the garage. So we're going to look down this pipe right here just to see where it goes into and if it has a T-junction at some point. Again, this is really old and original. Got some flaking occurring, as you can see, as we go down the line here. So the cast iron pipe is starting to kind of fall apart, crumble here. But this is the vent pipe, but it's still. And so yeah, as you can see right here, the vent pipe, all that flaking was already clogging up the line. We're only not even 8 feet down. It's about a 12-foot run, typically from the roof vent, of course, to get down to the ground level where the pipe would be. So this pipe is all clogged up. So we're not even going to be able to continue to look down this line to see how it was branched to possibly be a T-junction for an original laundry feed. So we're going to come back up out of this pipe here, wipe off our lens. We're going to pause for 1 second. We'll move over to the kitchen vent. Okay, so this is the kitchen vent here. I'm going to go down this line here. Now again, we do have a clean out outside the kitchen window, but since we're already on the roof, we're just going to start with this just to see, because if this has a lot of flakes and buildup. Now here's the 45 on the line, because you always typically, of course, a window around the edge of the kitchen sink. So there's going to be a series of 45s. Here's the next 45 before it makes its downward turn. Okay, so right there you can see we actually have the T-junction. Pull this back over, go down. So this is already the kitchen line. There's the clean out T right there. Okay, we may be able to continue down from here from the rooftop. So got a little bit of debris in there, which is what we'd expect. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the cold water on the kitchen while we continue down this pipe. So we're going to pause the video for 1 second. Okay, so you can see we have this little bit of water running through the kitchen line here, and it'll kind of help keep our camera lens somewhat clean, although this grease and food really sticks to the stuff, so it gets kind of hard. But we obviously can see the kitchen drain is obviously functional. We just want to continue all the way out in case they're going to need to use this for a laundry drain, which might have been partially done at some point in time, the way a cold water feed was set up outside there. So we get a little bit more water building up here. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the line. We're going to push this through kind of slowly. This may be the transition. Yeah, that's the turn already. So this is the turn where it's dumping into the main sewer. We're probably not going to make that with this camera. This is a large 1-inch camera, and as you can see, this right here is making the downward turn already, because we're 25 feet out. So essentially we made about that 12-foot vertical, and now we've run out another 12 to 13 feet, and that is almost exactly, we're going to run our tape measure here while we're recording, over to the bathroom vent from where we're at here, and that certainly looks exactly about right. Yes, in fact, from the vent to vent is right about 12 feet. So this is definitely the drop into the main sewer. So the line is nice and open across almost all this horizontal. However, if the laundry is going to be utilized for this kitchen, we are going to recommend that it be snaked. And then we would also do a quick hydrojetting with our small hydrojetter just to really scrape and clean the line out so that it would be less likely to back up on the system itself. But overall, this 2-inch cast iron is in really good shape for the age of the home and what it is. So it is nice and good and functional. So again, we're coming back out there. This is the dry vent now. We're just coming back in reverse. Wipe off our camera lens here really quick. So again, this is that kitchen vent. Here's the edge. Here's our water heater closet and everything else off of there. So it runs that way towards the other vent pipes. So this line is good. We're going to go ahead and pause and move down to ground level to show the root intrusion and the clean out location in the front yard. Okay, so we move down to ground level here at the front of the house, and again in the garage is the illegal laundry setup, and it's dumping on the right side of the garage outside for the water just dumping into the grass. Now again on the front right here, here's our paint marks. You can see one there, the large one, that's where the property line cleanout is, and we have two small little ones behind that. That's the path of the pipe. It's actually coming out at that angle, then it goes vertically down and then a little bit offset forward. Here's the green paint dot in the sidewalk, so you can just get an idea of where we're at. That paint dot should last a long time. So that's where the roots are, under the sidewalk there at about 5 feet. This is the buried horizontal pipe, a little under 2.5 feet right here, where you'd want to dig this up eventually to put in the clean outs, to clean out those roots and maintain the line. So that concludes the recording for this property.